So I can't bring the video, but we're going to talk about cryptics and Native American legends connecting to cryptids first. And then I'll do the other one about Avatar, because that's probably going to take longer to explain. Alright, so earlier today on TikTok, there was a dude who had a video, and I don't have the videos, but if you're from TikTok, this is the video you're looking for, where the dude talks about giants. I made 3 videos on my opinion about that and folklore. So we're going to talk about that video first. Then we'll talk about Avatar. So first and foremost, I'm a strong believer that every myth and legend and folklore has some truth to it. In this video, dude said that he found a giant. And now dude does not exist because they're believing that the CIA has unalived this dude. I'm not going to say it's not possible because as an Army veteran, we have been told stories before I even joined the Army about shit like that. I've been told stories by some Green Berets, and I've been told some stories by family members that are vets. I will leave that shit right there. So I'm not going to say it's not within our power to eliminate our own people if our people become a threat. I'm going to leave it right there. But we're going to stick to these cryptids and stuff. I do not go outside whistling at night after learning about the skinwalkers, although that is not a legend of a tribe that I come from. I'm not going to take the chances of thinking about skinwalkers. I'm not going to take the chances on the Wendigo. I'm not going to take chances on the water fairies. I'm not going to do that, but those are folklore that comes out of native territory. Now, there are many of native legends where native people and Sasquatches fought side by side against these damn giants. Now, the giants technically might be Nephilim. Sorry, this is Christmas commercial from VB or Weeby or some shit. The goddamn tree is on fire. Anyway, the point being made is that these cryptid things, you cannot put past the fact that they possibly do exist. What you can put past the fact is that most people of color aren't the ones out there looking for them. Okay, now I don't want that to sound racist, but it is also fact. Alright, you have the story, the Ghost Brothers. They're dealing with ghosts. What they don't understand is that, yes, ghosts can fuck your shit up. But a ghost you can't see. A cryptid you can. And you might not be able to outrun either one of them, despite the fact that people, have always said that ghosts can't cross running water. I will say, I'll give that 10% of truth. The way I see it, if they're floating, who's to say they can't find a way around? And we don't know what the speed of ghost actually is. So who's to say they can't find another way? You know, who's to say they can't? Because it's a fucking ghost, you know, and you can't take that chance. And, you know, as a person myself that has been the victim of some hauntings, aka the Witch Rider, you know, you can't put that shit past. And there have been certain things, and other people in my family have certain gifts that we will not speak of because I don't want y'all to think I'm fucking insane. But at that same time, you can't put anything out there past stuff. And like I said in my TikTok video, if you bumped into the deer woman, you fucked up somewhere. If you bumped into Thunderbird, you fucked up somewhere. Because both of them for sure, I know for a fact, are spirits of vengeance. If you bumped into Coyote the Trickster, it is Coyote the Trickster. He can be a hero, he can be a menace. He's not a villain, but he can be a hero and he can be a menace. It just depends on what tribe tells you what story about Coyote. About stealing fire from people, causing all kinds of calamity, fucking shit up. You know? But Coyote is not really a bad guy. He would be like the equivalent of an anti-hero plus, which means he likes to play pranks on people. He does crazy shit. And again, this shit changes tribally. But as far as Thunderbird, and as far as the deer woman, Thunderbird you don't want to fuck with. Because Thunderbird was known to swoop down and take away children and whole ass fucking wagons and shit. So you kind of don't really want to fuck with that dude. And the deer woman, most beautiful woman, half deer. Not like Serena the Hind, where her whole back half is like a minotaur or a centaur. No. Just her front feet are deer hooves. The rest of her body's female. So from the waist down is deer hoofs. I don't know if she has a tail, but I do know that the deer woman is a spirit of vengeance. And usually, Up until recent things that came across TikTok, I was always taught that she only went after non-native men. Apparently, I have been misled because one of the stories on TikTok, someone who was native was given a story about her cousin literally picked up the dear woman and drove her down the road, and then he realized who she was and he made her get out of his fucking car. Am I gonna say that woman was a liar? Fuck no. Because I have experienced spiritual shit with the fucking witch rider. So I can't confront that story if I've had to confront my own things in the supernatural realm. And this is the thing, you can't put shit past the supernatural realm because some things that is supernatural, you just might not be meant to understand it at the time of you experiencing the shit. And sometimes people do see dead people, and sometimes people in my family see dead people. So you have to understand, things happen to those who are chosen. And there is a spiritual veil that not everyone can come through and not everyone believes exists. But I'm going to tell you like this. Believe what you want, but understand something. There are a lot of things that people do not believe is possible until they actually confront it. There are a lot of things that people don't believe exist until they are confronted. When I was younger, I've had some issues with this floating head thing, and each time this floating head thing has appeared, I have gotten hurt. Alright? The very first time that it appeared, I was 15 years old. It was like the last summer with my father. I fell off this motherfucking half-hill cliff thingy at the pier. I hit my arm. Nothing got broken. Not even my watch. My body got hurt because I fell backwards and landed on my face. I didn't stick the landing. I stuck in the mud. My best friend at the time, Lloyd Robinson, where are you, brother? He was there. They all got to laughing. Him and his little sister Donna, they got to laughing their ass off. And I come up, like this whole side of my face was buried in the mud. That's how hard I hit the freaking mud. I'm lucky I didn't die. But see, the night before that, Lloyd and I was in my house. Now, my dad, when he was alive, thought that it was because we read all these vampire books and we garlicked the shit out of his house, which he didn't like at all because his house smelled like garlic for almost 5 months. He hated that shit because he couldn't clean the shit off. We rubbed the garlic all over his house until we had nothing left. We literally garlicked all the doorways in the house, all of them. And some of the house had double doorways. So we garlicked the front porch, we garlicked the door into the house as well as the screen door. Then we garlicked my room door. Then we garlicked the door that he keeps locked because he had 3 doors into his room because one room went from my room to his room and one went from the hallway to his room and then the other one went from the living room to his room. So we garlicked the fuck out of all those doors. In the bathroom, we garlicked that door, and then like the back porch, we had 2 doors. Technically we had 3. We garlicked the shit out of those doors. So we garlicked the fuck out of the place. And we garlicked all the fucking windows. By the time we were done, there was no garlic left. The garlic juice was all over the house. So the house smelled like garlic for days. And the very next day, I fell. Now, prior to that, this floating head thing would just do this shit and pop out of the corner. Pop in the corner. And I screamed like a girl. When I first saw it, I was like, wah! And then it went down the hall. And Lloyd screamed like a girl. It came back. I screamed like a girl. It went back. It came back. It went back. And this happened about 3 or 4 times. After that, my dad got mad because we kept screaming. Yes, gentlemen can scream. I can't scream worth shit now, but I was like 15. I could still scream. Anyway, I might have been 14 turning 15 because I had a lot of things happen that summer. Almost died. Anyway, so the thing didn't come back after my dad came out the room trying to figure out what the fuck was wrong with us. So, and we had played like G.I. Joe for like forever. And then fucking I went to go over Lloyd's house, and Lloyd couldn't play unless his sister could play. So she became the Baroness. Lloyd unfortunately took my favorite G.I. Joe, which was Falcon, and I had to be Flint, which was my second favorite G.I. Joe. So either way, we had paper berets and all that shit. And I slipped because I was too deep in the character. And I said, grenade! I pushed him out the way, and I slipped. It was really just a pine cone. But I slipped and fell backwards, and I landed in the fucking creek. My watch was the only thing that kept working. I got up. That watch worked for like 2 days, and then it died. And we even put a new battery in it. That bitch did not work anymore. But years down the road, I would be working at Kegler's, and I saw that bitch again. I don't know if you guys can see it, but right there, almost cut off my thumb. So yeah, it happened the same day I saw it. That shit did that shit 3 times, and I was like, "What the fuck?" And I just tried to ignore it, and then that third time, the glasses fell, and I tried to catch it, broke in, cut a tendon in my thumb. So Dr. Kenny, God bless him, he's the best surgeon ever. Got in there, stitched my tendon back together, and then stitched my skin back together, jabbed the needle through my finger, and gave me the therapy band, and that was it. Years later, you can't really see it, but it's on this finger here. This son bitch appeared to me in the walk-in at Mary Steaks. The first time it appeared to me was before I got in the walk-in. It did that three-time thing, and I didn't pay attention to it. And I went in the walk-in. I got buried by boxes on boxes and boxes of fish. I was laid on the walk-in floor for 30 motherfucking minutes in the cold. So you cannot say that these things do not exist. Then that motherfucker came at me again, and I almost cut off my middle finger. So yeah, these things do happen. So you can't put these folklore and cryptid shits on the back burner. You need to know that they do exist. And also in the TikTok video, I talked about the dark-eyed children and the pudge wedgies and all these things that are of supernatural and how they get their moments of peeking through the veil. And for those who do not know, there's a spiritual veil that normal people can't see through, where other people can kind of see through the veil. So that kind of eliminates the problem. So if you have the ability to like see ghosts or spirits, go with your gut. And if your gut is telling you to get the fuck out of Dodge, get the fuck out of Dodge. Don't sit there and try to explore this shit. Which again is something else I touch on my TikTok. And since I'm watching Brother Broly here, I can't pull the video up. But if you follow me on TikTok, this is the video that you're looking for. Understand one thing and understand it now. If you don't think that these spiritual creatures exist and you want to stay naive to that, do that. But don't forget the realm of the possibility. Because many things are impossible until they're actually done. That's a quote from Mass Effect 2. But it's also a straight fact. Many things exist, and just because you don't see it, don't mean that they ain't there. I strongly believe that there are men in black out there that have a job to make sure that they keep things like this under wraps. Now, in the TikTok, the video said that the dude passed away, and it also says that possibly CIA, etc., etc. Now, I'm not going to say that's not possible. However, I'm not the guy going out here chasing cryptics and filming that shit, But before I end the video, I want to touch on something that's very fucking important. Alright, this is probably about to be the most important part of the video because we're at the end. There are things in this world that we ain't ready for. Period. And this goes to these flat earth enthusiasts and these ice wall theories and all this other shit. First off, the earth is not flat. Alright, let's get that over with. I'm pretty sure the earth is not flat. I am more than willing to bend to the ice wall theory. I'm not willing to bend to the Van Allen belt thing because I don't know what the fuck that is. But I will tell you with the ice wall theory, I am willing to bend to that versus saying the earth is flat. But I will say the validity of the ice wall shit has some bullshit to it. Because we cannot control wildlife's way of thinking. A whale is very fucking huge. Whales, even the small ones like the orcas, have been known to bust through the ice in Alaska. Alright? There are videos out there of a fucking killer whale busting through the ice. And if you remember the movie Orca, the whale also broke through the ice and sat on the ice and tried to slide the man down to eat him. So that there Orca's not based on a true story, but the killer whale's actions are things that killer whales have been known for. And the Inuit who hunt killer whales as well as whales can tell you, these motherfuckers is massive. And if you've seen the video where the young lady's kayaking and the whale bust up and swallow her and her friend inside the whale and he spits them out, these damn things could break through a wall of ice without a motherfucking problem. Which is why I say I'm willing to bend. but I'm not willing to break and say that those ice walls do exist. But I'm going to say there's a possibility that they are there. But I'm also going to say two things. Either the whales are swimming under that motherfucker, or they just haven't swam up to them and broke through them bitches yet. Because you can't stop a whale from going wherever it is. Now, the only thing in the ocean bigger than a whale is an ocean liner. Right? You haven't heard any ocean liners being tipped over by whales. You haven't heard any aircraft carriers or other ships being taken out by whales. But like cabin cruisers and tiny boats and kayaks, you have not only heard of that, you've seen them flip them motherfuckers. Which is why I joined the Army, not the Navy, because I am not going nowhere near water other than to wash my ass or drink it. That being said, do not dismiss these cryptids. I wouldn't go looking for them. And if you are going to look for them, I'm going to give you a piece of advice. Don't post the footage. If you want to give the footage to a doctor or a scientist, you want to give it to a well-known organization so that you don't die, do that. But don't go posting all your shit on the internet, because in the video that I'm talking about on my TikTok, dude is looking to his left. He's looking. You see what I'm doing? I'm going to do what he's doing. I'm here. The whale, the movie, the video, all the things that I posted is fake. Now, hopefully y'all saw my eyes go this way, because I'm so used to looking at the camera, and not looking at the camera is not a thing. Because when you're acting, you don't look at the camera. You just look at your fucking your co-star, and you shoot your lines out and you go about your business. But for this medicinal purpose, I tried to keep my eyes on y'all at all times. And so the guy is literally looking over here, as he's talking. And then they said he made another video saying the next day that everything he said was bullshit and that all his videos are real. And then the next day they said he was gone. They also said there was a military base up there, and then they said it was a radio tower. And then they both disappeared the next day. So I'm going to give you a piece of advice on that. Let's leave it at it was a construction site and it's gone. And finally, I also talked about the Bureau of Alien Detectors, BAD. That is a cartoon that you guys should probably check out. Now, the reason why I'm telling you to check it out is because it talks about the same shit that I just talked about for the last 17 minutes about cryptids and shit like that. And in BAD, they let you know for a fucking fact that there are aliens, and their job is to collect them and contain them, not to kill them. But they've had some scary things on cartoons. And also, I probably should have put that in the cop-out video, because they copped out and I don't remember how that show ended. But that being said, I'm Echo Fan Grey Wolf. Be seeing you.